Bonjour mes amis, hi guys. Thickness is something us watch geeks obsess about quite a bit, and I'm gonna try to go through this video without doing any dubious jokes or tell you that's what she said. Alright, one of the main offenders is the Tudor Black Bay GMT from the Black Bay line, known to be wearing quite thick, quite full on. And the reason of it, really the reason for this, is that the mid case is very large. For this model, they had added a little lip here to reduce a bit this impression, because often it's just an impression of thickness that you might feel. But I have to say, the watch is so beautiful, and sometimes I'm actually craving how to say this, the thickness of it, the mass of it. I'm starting to enjoy it. I just take it as the Black Bay look, you know. It's a look in itself, a bit like the Panerai. But what happens with the Black Bay in particular is that the case extends here further on the lugs, further out, and then downwards. So this section that is the main offender, and causes also the end link to be fairly downturned at a steep angle. Now, if you compare to a watch that's almost the same thickness, the Milgauss, it is not a slender watch, but it wears very easy because, as you can see here, straight from the bezel, it angles down, breaking up the mass. Also, it's not a slab on the side, it's rounded, which is going to break up the mass as well, because otherwise they are fairly similar in thickness. If anything, the mid case itself is a bit thicker on the Milgauss, but it wears a lot more slenderly, elegantly. What's interesting is to compare to everything I have here. When you look at the Sea Dweller, the mid case itself remains very slim and very stubby, quite short. It wears very easy. It's only 40 millimeters, of course, 1 millimeter less than the Tudor, but a lot more of the thickness is in the bezel and the very thick but flat crystal, and in the underbelly. The champions of masking the thickness are Omega. Here there's barely any thick straight line there on the mid case. It's all a game of cloak and dagger, almost, with those curved legs. And you see how the thickness is hidden in the underbelly and in hooks, crevasses, and on the crystal. It's not that much thinner than the Tudor, but you never talk about the thickness of it. It feels like a more organic part of the watch. And let's take a much thicker watch. Let's take the Marine Master 300. Again, there's no slab of metal on the side. You see, every portion is fairly short, so it wears so easy. I was surprised how easy the Marine Master wears. It never bothers me. I never think, oh, I have a thick watch. I just puts a smile on my face. It's very strange how the Tudor Black Bay line is so different from everything, which actually makes it interesting, because it is the look, a look that you find with the GLC quite a bit. Here with this Memovox here, you see it's also a very big slab, and something that prevents me from enjoying many GLCs. I mean, it's a very nice watch. They're all nice watches, but even the new Master Control lines, you know, the chronograph, calendar, it wears full on. If it's a 40 millimeters, it wears, compared to a Rolex, it wears like a 42 Rolex, because the sides are very straight, even on their Master Control, which is a dressier line of watches. But then on the divers, the watches were very big, and this one here, which is a dress watch after all, wears bigger as a result. quite similar here in the downward lugs actually to the Tudor. In between a bit the Tudor and the Milgauss, but here, yeah, longer lugs than the Milgauss. Let's look at two Zenith to finish this. Here, 38 millimeters only, but you would expect this watch to be thicker given the complications, the whole calendar and the El Primero chronograph. But see how clever they are with the steps on the bezel and on the crystal, and how much of the thickness, well, there's not much of it, hides at the bottom, and the bottom is very flat as well. Crystal is not too domed. It's just perfection the way it is. I don't even need to bring out calipers to do this video. It's very visual, and it's all about how visually the designers wanted to present their watches. Tudor's designers didn't want to present a very slim case, and they did it for the Black Bay 58, which looks so much slimmer, but it's actually just a question of 1 or 2 millimeters compared to this. Of course, inside the caliber here, the GMT caliber manufacturer is a bit thicker, I think 1 millimeter, compared to the Black Bay 58's caliber, which doesn't have a date. But it's not just about the caliber. I think it's just the look that they're going for. And then to finish with another Zenith, the Chronomaster Sport. Yes, it's a bit thicker than the Daytona, but it's a very short lug to lug, and a lot of the size goes on the underbelly. The side is in check, not too thick, and the bezel there just breaks up the mass as well, so it really doesn't feel thick at all. Beautiful, elegant piece. So I hope this was interesting. Let me know what you think about this very recurrent subject in our watch discussions. I think you have to enjoy the Tudor look for what it is. A look, they could have made it quite a bit different, and yeah, beautiful, beautiful watch in any case. Thanks for watching, guys. And I think I did no puns, maybe some unintended puns. Bye bye, guys.